Good morning, everyone. AJ here. We are here at Mount Tabor Baptist Church, where we did a walkthrough to help them out. I don't know, maybe like 2 months ago. But we're here to actually start the work. So let me show you what they have, and then we're going to talk about all the parts, and then we'll do the work to put everything together. This is a fairly straightforward type of install. This is kind of a phase one to get establish a lot of things that they have here, but let me take you what they have right now. All right, just like most other ministries, this is their setup that they have. This is their original joystick that they have for a camera in the back corner, DVD player, TV, multiple HDMI splitters to feed the televisions that are inside the building. This is their board, and actually I just installed a similar board like this at another ministry, so very comfortable with what we're going to do with this. They have their mics and everything like that. They have their internet here, and they have a computer right there. So what are we going to do? First thing we're going to do is we're going to do away with all of this. We have a 1x8 splitter, so we can consolidate all of the HDMI splitters. The board here, we're going to pull audio from here, which I think they're already doing, but we're going to pull this out and unify all of the audio into our video switcher. All of the mics and everything that they have up here, as best as possible, we're going to put all of this in a rack and pretty much clear out as much stuff on this work area as possible. Again, this was temporary, just like most ministries that needed to start streaming during COVID. This is a temporary location. This is not going to be ultimately where everything goes. Maybe thinking about someday pulling out some pews and put something in the back, but that's where we're starting at. They already have TVs and all this other fun stuff. So what we're doing is we have a 27-inch monitor, which is going to be for a multi-view that's going to replace that. This is our Aura 1x8 HDMI splitter that I've used so many times. This is going to remove the need of having multiple HDMI splitters. They also want me to replace those hanging mics that are not working. So the same mics that we've used before, we're going to have to open the hole up a little bit so that we can put the new mics in there, but we're going to replace those. We're going to have to do a little bit of CSAA ministry, but the fact that cables are here makes me think that maybe there's a connection already. I do have cables prepared to run in the ceiling, XLRs to connect to this board, but we'll see. This is the rack that we built so that we'll add the mics and everything here to consolidate a lot of the things that do have ears. Like this one, we can screw that in. These other two are probably going to set on a shelf. I do have a shelf there, and I can flip it upside down or take out that blank plate and make that another place to put this there. Also surge protector, so flip that one switch on. That will give power to everything here. We have our ATEM Mini Extreme. We have a new joystick, a IP joystick. We have the standard with me, the SanDisk 1 terabyte SSD, which is going to allow them to record because they were making DVDs, but this is going to allow them to still continue to do that. I forgot this when I quoted them, but they have a coax cable running on the outside of the building that goes into their fellowship hall. So we are going to already verify that that is a RG6, so we're just going to terminate on both ends. So we're out of the splitter. We're going to run HDMI into this, convert it into a SDI cable, terminate the other end that's in the fellowship hall. Then we're going to put this and convert it back to HDMI that's going to go to the TV over there. We also we're going to replace their ceiling speakers in that area, and we're going to, oh, you're good. We're going to replace the ceiling speakers because some of the speakers are having an issue there in the fellowship hall. And we have a I'm missing the word, but an amplifier and distribution for sound system, a 5.1 surround sound system amplifier that's going to go to the TV for when they're doing anything on the TV, but also this will be a signal that comes in that will feed anything that's going to here when they have an overflow. 6 speakers, 5 are going to be in the fellowship hall, 1 is going to be in the kitchen. We also have a sound bar that's going to go for the TV downstairs to give better sound for that TV. And we're going to relocate that camera, and we're going to go with an AVCANS 20X that we're going to move in the exact center. And I may need to get an extension like I did at Mount Sinai that will mount to the wall but hang down right in front of the stained glass so that the chandeliers are not in the way. I don't think they're in the way, but if we need to, we will move that. So that is what we have going on. Not a very difficult install, and honestly not a time-consuming one. It's just about getting the organization. So what I want to do is at least install everything here as best as I possibly can, because this is easy. This is just setting stuff on the table, moving stuff out of the way, getting the stuff connected. Find out where those ceiling mics are, because if they already have them, then that's one less thing that I don't have to go into the ceiling for that. I will need to go into the ceiling to run the fiber optic HDMI cable and Ethernet that's going to come back down here, which we have a conduit. You can't see because of the window. Hold on. There is a conduit already here. And to be quite honest, that might be to the camera already. And if that's the case, that's one less thing I'll need to do. But we will see. I do have my ladder, but it is really cold. So I'm going to try and get to all of that stuff later here. So again, please, folks, when I do stuff like this, I want to just give you insight on what it would take that you could do this yourself as well. So I see a thick white cable there in the corner. I don't know what that is, but like I said, we're going to relocate all of this to the exact center, and it's going to be off center because of the smoke alarm or CO2 alarm or whatever. It looks like it's not actually center, because that's the center. If we go up, we can get right to the right of that. But let's concentrate on cleaning out everything on the table that we can, put the rack in place, and then we'll go from there. All right, folks, we are making some very, very, very good progress. As you can see, we have a signal on both of the TVs. I think they have a splitter somewhere that's doing that. But if I turn you around, we got everything set up. We got our switch. We got all our fun stuff going on here. We got the cable, Ethernet cable connected to their router, which all of that, honestly, I'm going to move over here. Probably going to move another shelf. But again, this is all temporary, because ultimately they were going to blow out one of these walls, and there's going to be a media room over there somewhere. So we got the ATEM, we got all that stuff hooked up. The only thing we got to do now is I'm going to hang the camera in the back, run the cables on the floor just to get a signal, and then tomorrow is I'm going to relocate those cables up in the ceiling. I need to get a piece of conduit to go and do that. And then we're going to climb up in the ceiling back there, and we're going to replace those dead hanging mics with new ones. And then most likely, because like I said, this is going to be temporary, I'm most likely going to run those cables into the corner here somewhere, bring them down, and follow the existing cables that they already have, and then run them over here, because again, I don't want to put everything in the wall so that when they move, we have to redo all that stuff all over again. If the only thing we have to do is get to right there in that corner, then we can reposition it and run it in that direction. That's all I have to do in here. Tomorrow's, once I mount that, it's just, you know, move the cables in the drop ceiling. The other thing I think I mentioned, they're not using the main outs here, the two XLR, so I need to order a dual XLR to 3.5 millimeters so we can pull all the audio from the board going into the ATEM how we traditionally do. Get the software on the laptop, make an Ethernet cable for this so that it's hardline connected. Get the software installed for the camera, all the other fun stuff, and then run another connection for the camera. That's what these extra 2 connections are for the computer and for the camera. We still got 4 more jacks for anything else in the future. So once all that is done, we're gonna move over into the fellowship hall, get the sound bar on the TV downstairs, get the AV unit installed, and start hanging speakers. Maybe we can get that done. And then also we need to terminate the RG6 that's wrapping around the building so that we can get that feed from there, which is what I can actually do right now. I need to find where that cable is, but we'll do that and then we'll be good to go. Real simple. Maybe we'll be able to get this done in like 2 days. So I probably could have done all of it in today. I just don't want to go up in the ceiling right now. All right, folks, we are now in the fellowship hall. I'm gonna look at replacing the ceiling speakers and then remove this. And you know what? I'm gonna test this out because they said the speakers were garbled. I'm gonna see before disconnecting this. Maybe it's just the speakers that were blown. And then maybe I can return that, get them a discount on here. But let's go ahead and do that. And then also I need to find how that cable was ran. This coming, feeding back over here so we can get audio as well too. Alrighty, so it seems that their receiver was just a problem because I was able to connect to their original speakers and it sounds perfectly fine. Now this one, I'm gonna have to break out the soldering iron so I can reconnect to these. Those are 8-inch compared to the 6.5, so we'll save these for another project. Probably just keep those in my stash somewhere. But we're repositioning these, so we're gonna just have 4 speakers in here. Gonna probably have that one that's right there. Actually, I need to repurpose that. That's the one I had to cut to get off there, so that one won't there. We'll re-terminate this one to have our connections to this. This will be center, so it will most likely be in that tile right there. And then I'll probably put another speaker right in that back corner because some of these will repurpose. This will go right there. We'll slide this one over here. So the idea is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that center one, actually, now that I think about it, is actually going to be back here somewhere in the exact center of the room. And I'm sending mono out to everything because again, we don't need this to be like a movie theater type of thing. We're going to send the exact same thing to each channel, each speaker, so that will be more than enough to fill everything inside of here. And then need to, when the kitchen is unlocked, we get there to get that speaker done as well too. I'm trying to find where this coax cable is coming from. This is a RG6, so I'm probably, before I leave, I'm gonna re-terminate this and put an SDI cable on here and just test to try and find where this cable is, and then I can avoid having to run a new cable. Worst case scenario, I will need to run a new one because that cable is coming to this back wall somewhere, but I don't see where it is. Let me go up in the ceiling one more time, move this tile over, and then also see if I can find something. If not, we're gonna be done for the day and we'll be back just to relocate everything. Also back here, they want to put another TV here, so that's how I was chasing back this extra coax cable that's in the ceiling that I just showed you. That's actually coming back here. So I pulled down enough slack. They want to put a TV here, so we'll daisy chain off of an SDI converter here, and then all of the rest of this cable is going into the ceiling that they had before this, and it sounds like it's going in that direction, but I can't hear wherever else it's going. The other coax is actually coming into the pastor's office from walking outside. It looks like it's here somewhere. So worst case scenario, we might try and find that, and then, you know, just punch through in the ceiling and then run another cable around here up and over to get us to the sanctuary. So like run something up here, come across here, and meet it over here somewhere. That's the plan, and that's what we got for tomorrow. So the majority of the stuff is done. It's mainly just pulling a cable and all that other fun stuff. And it looks like I forgot my USB cable to connect the ATEM to their computer, which I did have the software installed on. So also, this is an older system, so it only has a VGA out. So I can't connect this to the ATEM for a display or anything like that, unless I get like an old USB to HDMI converter. I don't think I have any more of those, but that's what we would have to do so we can put their scripture and stuff like this. I mean, the computer is fast enough to run Presenter, which is the beauty. The Presenter is not a super taxing piece of software, so that's good. Like I said, got everything else done. Let me turn you around. So we got the software on here, we got it connected, we can find the camera. We're going to set those to a static IP address so that we can avoid issues. Let's give that permission. We will add that. Default password and username is admin. So that's there. I have no idea what's going on with the desktop here. I don't know if Explorer crashed or something like that. So let's antivirus. Ugh. Anyway, let me get the ATEM software up and running. It should see the ATEM over the network, and then after that, we're gonna go get something to eat, and then call it a day after going and picking up some conduit and all that other fun stuff. Yeah, Explorer crashed. Get some conduit for the back camera. We'll run that up in the ceiling, run those cables, come down here. I'll probably need to, that conduit is wide enough for what I'm gonna do, because we're gonna be running a fiber optic HDMI cable, one Ethernet cable, and one coax cable possibly. So that's about it. We will see y'all tomorrow, and again, made a lot of progress in one day. Very straightforward. We just, like I said, we also got to hang the choir mics. But anyway, we'll see y'all tomorrow.